In this video, we're going to have a quick look at my July portfolio and look at all the ups and downs that it's gone through, because it's certainly been a very interesting period in the stock market. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking Fi. What has been going on in the markets? We saw the FTSE doing really well up until about the last week of July, where we saw a drop of about 1.3%. That, compared to what has been going on within the US, is only a drop in the ocean. The S&P 500 is down 3.44% over that last month, and the Nasdaq, with all of their tech stocks, have seen a huge drop. We are in the middle of earnings season, so some companies have done reasonably well in their meeting guidances, others haven't done quite so well. This has led to a bit of a cooling off in the whole markets. So what's this done to my portfolio? If we jump over to Trading 212, you will see that over the last month it has gone up, a bit of a blip, and come down. But if we have a look, even over the last day, I've seen a bit of a drop off. I've been continuing to make my £607 per month investment into the Own the World ETFs, and that is predominantly in my monthly DCA pie and my £10 a day DCA pie, and we are getting very close to this experiment having been run for a whole year. Go and have a look back and see which one was winning in the video that I'll link up above. One of the major changes that is I sold out of IUKD, so the iShares UK Dividend ETF. I'd been talking about this for quite some time, and the main reason behind this is I thought that it was starting to get to a point where it probably wasn't going to grow very much more, and I was really keen on sort of looking at investing into some other different types of assets. And one of those key assets that I had been looking at for quite some time was a UK house builder type of investment. And if you are on Trading 212, go and have a look at my UK house builder pie that I've actually pulled together. At time of recording, there are just under 850 people who have been copying that pie. If you haven't got Trading 212 and you're looking at starting to invest, why don't you go use my link that I have down below, or use my promo code of DSFI if you've already signed up and haven't got your free share. There are terms and conditions on those free shares, just check those out before you go ahead, and don't forget your capital is at risk when you're investing. And anybody who's been investing over the last few weeks will have definitely seen that, as their portfolios have taken a bit of a hit. What have I actually got within this pie, and how have I come about pulling this pie together? If you find some value in this content, I would love it if you could think of hitting the like button and leaving a comment down below. I suppose if we go and have a quick look at Stockopedia, which is where I did the initial bit of research on these different companies, you'll see that I've gone in and I've basically set up what is called a screen, and this is one of the brilliant things that Stockopedia have. I've gone in and I've said I want to have a look at different companies that are within the home building and construction supply sector. I've then looked at, I want things at over a market cap of 250 million, so they are mid to larger size companies. I then want to have companies that are of a high quality and showing momentum. If we have a quick look at this chart, you will see what I mean by momentum. What you'll see from this is you can see that the companies are moving from the bottom left to the top right, as you see in Cairns Homes. So it is showing momentum that is pushing from bottom left to top right. And finally, looking at the stock ranks as well, and looking at companies that are scoring highly on the Stockopedia stock ranks. I've got a link down below if you're interested in going and having a look at a trial with Stockopedia, and if you use my code as well, you could get up to 25% off an annual plan with them. I have also added on one other. I've added on Forterra with the ticker symbol of Fort, and the reason behind that is everybody needs bricks. to build houses. And if you're looking at the manifesto that the Labour government have come in on, they are looking at building lots more houses within the UK, and this is one of the sectors that I think potentially, with the recent drop in Bank of England interest rates down to that 5% mark, we may see some more come in later on in the year. That will see growth within this sector as mortgages come down and the rates for borrowing will come down as well, so making it a more viable option for some of these house builders to continue to build. And these aren't just house builders, you also have other elements providing construction supplies. So why don't you go and have a quick look at the UK house builders pie. And I'm not going to go through all the different stocks in here because I think I've now got about 34 in total, including some of the ETFs, but some of the ones that I want to pick out. SML has taken a bit of a hit over the last few days, and where we have been seeing it drop. It came down about 11%, something that I'm seriously going to have a look at next week and see whether it is something that I want to invest into. I have a long-term thesis for SML, the fact that they are a market leader in their sector. CrowdStrike was one that I did buy into and is down quite a bit, but we'll just wait and ride that one out. Did anybody else buy CrowdStrike after things went horribly wrong? Another stock that I have in here that has taken a bit of a hit is Evolution Gaming. I have added a little bit more to this position, sort of narrowed that gap slightly. I've now just over the 9.5 shares held in there. FX isn't doing me any good, but I'm just going to keep adding to it. I see that there is some potential for growth within this company in this sector. National Grid did provide me some of those shares at that very cheap price of 6.37 pence, and it has been gradually growing over the last month. Let's see whether or not that continues to be the case. One that I will probably still continue to keep adding to because of the infrastructure that they're looking at building in the UK and parts of the US. Very nice to see realty income actually going up a little bit, and this is up over 13% over the last month, and I think we are going to see this company potentially start to grow that little bit more. I'm going to consider potentially at some stage starting to cut this one back. I am very overweight with this as an individual stock within my dividend portfolio. It probably makes up a little bit above the 25% of that one, and that's just too high for one individual stock. But I think there is still some growth in realty income, and I'm going to do a video on that very soon, just talking about where I think that might go to. And one that I wish I had sold out of last week was the FTSE 250. If we look at where this has gone in the last week, it is down quite considerably, and just showing that it's down about 2.5% in the last week. And I had considered at that £33 level just selling out of that, and I might have been able to buy in and sort of pick up a little bit less, but in reality it isn't a huge amount of money that I've lost over the last week. And hey, it's all part of that roller coaster of investing. All in all, yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down over the last month. I have actually quite enjoyed getting into some of the detail and using Stockopedia to go and do some of that initial bit of research. Why don't you go and have a look at this video where I am talking about some ETFs, and I have created a new ETF info sheet, so if you want to grab it, I'll put a link down to it down below. You can go grab that and also get stuck onto my newsletter as well to be kept abreast of what's going on with my portfolio and some of the hints and tips that I might have going forwards. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.